Okay. So, quite early this morning, I streamed for about 3 hours, and it was all one mission in this game. Now, granted, like the game's tough. It is on normal difficulty. So I feel like it shouldn't be that hard, but it's a tough game. And it's a strategy game, and it does allow for safe scumming, which is eventually what I had to resort to just to beat the mission. So I understand the challenge, but I have to argue that. And by the way, that wasn't the first time I played that mission. I had tried it before, probably for a good like 30 minutes, a couple of attempts. 3 hours and 40 minutes. Let's call it 4 hours because we'll add on that extra 20 or 30 minutes. 4 hours of gameplay is obscene for one mission. So there clearly is something wrong. And I'm not a noob. I've played the first game several times. I've played the second game quite far, although I wasn't able to beat it on PC, and I'm now playing on PlayStation 4. But you would think that familiarity would mean that I'd be just breezing through this game on normal difficulty. But I'm not. I had to spend 4 hours on a mission. Now, okay, my approach to the metagame has been very unorthodox because I've played it in chunks. So like each time I kind of had to try to remember what I had been aiming towards in the last one. You know, and it's hard to remember everything. So I wasted some time. And some of my research isn't quite where I'd like it to be. But can I really be faulted for that if the game is so difficult that it can't be completed like in a regular amount of time? Since I've last played this game, I've actually played all of XCOM, Enemy Within, and Enemy Unknown uh, on PS3. I feel like I've been able to get this playthrough back on track, so I'm going to continue, but man, this game is fucking frustrating. I thought I'd be like getting close to an ending of the campaign by today. But despite having played all weekend, I've basically been stuck on like a couple of missions. So I haven't made any progress. And I think it's kind of obscene that I've been playing this game for like 8 hours now over this weekend. And like haven't fucking made it anywhere. That's really frustrating. That's a lot of wasted time on my part. Um, so yeah, this is kind of it's a Sunday fun day, but man, I'm like kind of frustrated with this game. I should feel like I should just be done with it. So anyway, destroy the facility. Okay, where's the facility? It's way over here. Okay, so now I'm in a pretty tough mission actually. I don't know how accurate this is. I guess I have this limited view of this area, but I'm not sure if this is accurate at all. I think it still falls under fog of war. We'll see. Alright, so basically I gotta sneak across this whole terrain with a crew that includes at least one like very low rank soldier here, who's shaken by the way. But God, I should be able to do it, I hope. Let's make sure my saves are good. That would be just disastrous. Not too bad actually. I think like going back to this save, the strategy save wouldn't be too bad, but still. Alright, so I got my tactical save. Let's go. I really do like these games quite a bit. Even last time when I played XCOM on PC when it released, I mean, I had a lot of difficulty. Obviously, I didn't finish the game. I thought that had a lot to do with the performance, which was not good on PC at all. Um, and actually, when I went back a few months later, no, it was right before War of the Chosen came out. Because that's when The Long War 2 finally released for XCOM 2. And I went back, and the performance was terrible. So I took off the mod and I was just going to play vanilla XCOM 2, and realized that the performance is terrible there too. So I guess XCOM is they're just not games that are going to perform very well. Even the first one on my PC has some pretty bad flaws. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, what broker was the rookie?
Okay.
Let's put her over here. But I really love this series. I mean, back when it came out on PS3, I was head over heels. And despite that version still having some issues, and obviously some quality of life things that don't hold up as well anymore, I think that overall that game does hold up pretty well. I was just able to play it and enjoy it. I guess what doesn't hold up is the enthusiasm that I had when I first played that game, to where I beat it from all the continents like right off the bat, because I just love that playing it so much. This time when I replayed it, I was like, okay, I might eventually get all 5 continents, but I don't feel any hurry to do it. Then I played the expansion, enjoyed that very much, despite that being essentially the same game. But it has a couple of things that make it a little bit more playable.
Moving to Overwatch.
And then I decided to come back to this game, and I was honestly like kind of dreading it because I knew I had this playthrough. I didn't remember how far I'd gotten into it. Now I started a playthrough of this game on PS4 back when it came out. I guess when I bought it about 2 years ago. I was not able to complete the game. Basically, I got so confused because I had all the DLC, all the expansions installed, that it was just a mess trying to play it. I couldn't keep track of anything. It's already like hard enough as it is in the vanilla game. And then I started getting crashes. So then I guess about probably like 6 months ago, I started this playthrough, and I uninstalled all the DLC. And so I just have the vanilla game, obviously with the patches. And I still like ran into a cheap situation a while back that made me like want to quit the game. But I didn't erase my save, I just quit the game. And now I've come back to it, and I feel like I can get through it. Or I've been able to make progress, I don't know. But I'm just really astounded by how problematic the performance is in this game. We'll see. I guess if I ever get out of this mission. Damn it. I can't toggle the zoom unless I remember to do a specific thing. God. It's so obnoxious. Like the UI, it's so idiosyncratic. Makes it hard to play the game, to be honest. Makes it really hard to play this game. The first one is missing so many things, but it's also just a much simpler game. And it holds up a lot better because of that. It's weird. Really, really weird. Alright, let's see if I can just get around these guys. could come this way, so let's hide this guy over here.
Bestätigt.
There's a great core. This is what's really frustrating about games like XCOM, is when there's a great foundation for the game, and you can see that, but then there's also like these key things that hold it back, and you're like, man, if they could just fix these things, this game would be like almost perfect. But when you've had a sequel, and you like, the sequel just has like per capita so many more flaws that can cause the game to crash or just be like a playthrough to become, you know, untenable basically. This feels too close. Let's try this.
Will do.
And everything else, like ranging even to, like, it's just hard to see sometimes in the game. Like a lot of times you don't. It's hard to recognize terrain and enemies, and there's a lot of just little things that can kind of drive you crazy. Death by 1,000 cuts, I guess. And it really makes me like pause when you like when you start to think about XCOM 3. I feel like I should be really excited about the prospect of an XCOM 3, but instead I'm like, God, what else can happen to the series, you know? And then there was that knockoff game that was, I guess, put together by some XCOM original developer. I can't remember what it's called right now. But it looked interesting, for sure. But once I started like really looking at the footage, I was like, you know, this is just XCOM with some of the same flaws and just like some different types of complexity. But what I need at this point would be like a really well polished XCOM game. Like, let's say, just to like throw kind of a wild idea out there, let's say Blue Point Games remade XCOM Enemy Unknown. You know, so you have the same basic premise of the game, but you know that it's going to be someone that's like really taking the engine seriously and is not going to, you know, give you something that crashes to like 15 frames per second, or it's not going to give you a game where like sometimes you fire and the animation gets swallowed up by the game engine, I guess, and you don't see any animation, you just hear the sounds, and then if the game doesn't crash, you get to see the results. Those are the kind of things that happen in XCOM, and XCOM 2 actually is really what I'm talking about. I don't think some of those things actually do happen in XCOM 1. But they sure as hell happen in this game. So you kind of have to contend with that, you know, it's like, there's definitely a good game in here, but you gotta put up with a lot of bullshit to experience it, you know. So, I wonder if it's really fair to ask people to do that.
Und los geht's.
And I'm not sure, maybe if I dug a little bit more into like patch notes and the developer, I might change my mind, because I haven't really ever done that for this game. So I don't know if the developers, Firaxis, still, after all these years, I'm still not clear on how to say their name. By the way, XCOM is like one of the first games I ever streamed or even like made content for. XCOM 2, like years ago. It's crazy. For all I know, they're like really humble guys, and they're just doing their best, and maybe they're like a super small team, and this is just the best they can do, and like they're really apologetic to their fans, and you know that's why people stick with them. That could be something. Um, but you know, if they're like just putting out these games in these states and not saying anything about it, that's kind of questionable. And I do appreciate that they do patch the games and you know fix them up over time and improve them and everything. But kind of sucks, you know. It kind of sucks when you're excited for a new game nowadays and you're like, hope it plays well at launch. Otherwise, that initial like experience of like you know maybe even taking a day off to enjoy a game or something gets kind of wasted by some bugs. You know, nobody wants that.
Alles klar.
God, it's so annoying. I guess you don't have to be such a stickler for cover, but I am. Especially with that sniper, I probably could have stood him up there somewhere, but nothing. Nothing at all.
Corro.
One thing I wish these games had was just like a free look camera. Even if you couldn't use it to like shoot, if you could just use it to like look around your character, I think would be really useful.
Time to motor.
And I don't think it'd be that hard to implement considering they already have those like cinematic cameras for the kill shots or whatever. Alright, put this guy over here.
Moving out. Bestätigt. Rücke aus.
Standing back.
Jana Newman.
Bin unterwegs. Verstanden. Halte die Augen offen.
That's affirmative. Affirmative. Covering now.
On it. Ordine ricevuto. Monto la guardia. Roger that. Eyes on the prize. Wird gemacht. Da vorne bewegt sich was.
Stay in put. Scanning.
I'm on the move. Got it covered. Schon unterwegs. Bestätigt, Überwachung läuft.
Affermativo. D'accordo.
Bin schon unterwegs.
Feuerschutz. Double time.
Covering.
There we go. Oh. Double mech. Sucks for me. So... gotta move my sniper all the way away. Yeah, because I gotta get away from that turret. So even if I decide to come out through here, there's no door here. I gotta come up here, so... gotta move this fool over here.
Rolling out.
Copy that. Los, los, los! Bestätigt. Rücke aus. Mir entgeht nichts.
Affermativo. Copy that.
Holding position.
They're coming. So I gotta try to beat him to the staircase. Now, if there's a turret up there, I guess it's all over. Wait, where's the first floor? If these guys come back in, now they're probably going to come in here and walk at least this way, if not this way. So I got to just go for it and outrun them. be able to make that with him.
Affirmative.
Das lasse ich mir nicht zweimal sagen.
I guess.
Stepping off.
Lancio il rampino.
Ouch. No ladder. But everybody can come over this way.
Posizione confermata. Mi tengo pronto.
Down. Why is it so awkward to control everything in this game?
Und los jetzt.
Menace 1-5, you're near the target position.
Thank you. It's another like pretty annoying thing. Is like every mission, no matter how many times you do the same mission type, like you have this thing where you're like, oh, that's your target. It's like, yeah, it's been clearly mapped. I've been like walking towards it the whole mission. That's crazy. I I got it by one block. That's pretty fucking nuts. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Come on, down, fucker. God, it's the same input. It just doesn't work 60% of the time. God. Okay, there's a turret here. There's probably one here. But I don't need... Where's the door? Is that a hole in the wall? Oh no, that's a door. Jesus, so confusing.
Double time.
Grapple out.
Take it easy, Sophie. Don't have to yell so much.
Getting it done.
There's not a big surprise for me in there. I can't believe I missed it by one square.
Setze Kletterhaken ein. Und los jetzt.
Set him up, knock him down.
Guess I have to do this.
Solid copy. On Overwatch.
Ziehe los. Biete Feuerschutz.
Just moving is like, how about one button press? How about two for no reason? Alright, this is pretty ballsy.
Holding.
They're coming in the building. Yep. It's not my fault the game forces you to play like this. It's not my fault. It's too hard, like the margins are too narrow. You can't... You make one mistake and you're so, like, punished for it. Because, like, even, like, an 87% shot, you can't count on that. And yet the enemies will, you know, just hit you. Just once or twice and they can completely destroy you. Alright. Yep, they're coming right up in here. And then where will you go? I'm sure you'll pick the most inconvenient place for me. And there's what, a hole over here, so I can't hide from them anywhere. Except to go on the third floor. Might as well just leave that door open. At least I don't have a time limit in this mission, unlike in some.
Ricevuto, mi muovo
But still,
sull'obiettivo.
I thought I was kind of getting close to a resolution there. Guess not.
Esiguo.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Oh, that's kind of dangerous.
I'm on it.
Need to move this guy.
Understood. Moving out.
What a pain.
Scanning.
Even though I appreciate the challenge, I just feel like, man, like, we're talking late game, kind of, you know, for this playthrough. I feel like I have so little agency because I feel like I'm so underpowered.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. Got it covered.
This guy can literally just stand here. I bet if he catches that turret... Okay, I thought he was gonna, like, somehow end up in that turret's visibility.
Roger.
I was gonna freak out. Oh, hello. They just came right up here. They came up to the roof.
Ci stanno girando. Avete visto?
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
Quella corazza è
Oh, I think
tosta.
I needed to shoot
Mi
my
farebbero
grenade
comodo delle
first.
munizioni.
Because it would not have been... Nobody else has a grenade.
Deflection. Big deal.
Yes, I got him. Why did you miss? He's right there. That's what I'm talking about. Why did that miss?
Wechsle Position.
Just fucking sitting right there. Oh, and now there's other people involved. Just trying to get a shot.
Ziel getroffen. Minimaler Schaden.
God.
Bestätigt. Sie haben mich. Feind neutralisiert.
Not a problem.
Wish you could grace me with one more hit point. Oh, 2 more hit points. Oh, too bad. I couldn't. Too bad you had 2 armor. Oh. Can't wait for these guys to get involved.
Ich sehe Elfentruppen.
Where were all these people the whole time? You don't get any sense of them. Like, okay. Yeah, but by process of elimination, sure, those patrols are there, but Why is it so hard to get any sense of where people are? God. It's not fun. Jesus.